Well, in this episode, I am in the Stanislaus National Forest with some good friends, and we're gonna go explore some really cool trails here in Northern California, do a little rock crawling, find some scenic places to go check out, and hopefully find some more amazing campsites just like this one. And I'm gonna take you along for the ride. Stay tuned. Welcome to TrailRecon. I'm Brad, and it is a very brisk morning here in a Northern California forest. Marco, Ali, and I drove up 9 hours to meet up with Adam and some of his good friends, and they're gonna show us their backyard trails, and I'm really excited about it. We started off last night on this trail called Sourgrass, and it's just a really cool trail that runs along this river where we have camped, which is unbelievable. But there was some rocks and a little water crossing. A nice little way to kick it off. And then today we're heading to a place that I've really been looking forward to check out. It's called Slick Rock. It's a little bit of Rubicon-esque. There should be some granite, some more forest. Then we're gonna head over to a place called Deer Valley, do a little camping there. I hear it's very scenic. And then we're gonna explore that one the following day and then camp again. This is gonna be an awesome time. Marco's gonna cook up some chow, so that'll be fun. Hopefully there'll just be all kinds of cool stuff that I can share with you along the way. I'm so excited to be up here. What an opportunity. I cannot thank Adam and his team enough for inviting us up here. This is gonna be a great trip, guys. The Sourgrass Trailhead is located a couple miles northeast of a small town called Arnold, just off of Highway 4. The trail is an up and back that is only a couple miles long, and it winds through the forest, and there's a few obstacles that will require high clearance or larger tires, and we noted some really nice campsites along the trail. This was a great place for us to meet up, spend the night, and get a slight taste of the terrain that would lay ahead of us over the next couple days. Oh yeah, and I left the Gladiator at home and brought the Wrangler for this trip because, well, we're gonna get into the thick of it a little bit. After coming off the trail, airing up, and assessing a few new bumps and bruises that we took, it was time to continue our drive northeast along Highway 4 to the trailhead of Slick Rock. The anticipation was really starting to build. I have heard so many great things about this trail, and to finally be here and have the opportunity to explore a new place is really what I live for. So we've driven about 45 minutes east, and we've ended up here to the trailhead where everybody is airing down, and then we're gonna get ready to roll. And it is so beautiful. To drive out here was awesome. And there are some amazing mountain ranges, granites, the forest, to give you some perspective of where we are at. To the north of us is Lake Tahoe. To the south of us is Yosemite, and this place is just as beautiful as those places. I cannot wait to see the trail ahead. We should be getting a little flexy from what I understand, but we've got 8 rigs here. Let me introduce you to everybody, and then we're gonna hit the trail. This is gonna be a great time. All right, a quick introduction to the group. So you have probably seen Adam's Jeep here before. We did a full walk around with it, and he was with me on the Jeep Dirt and Drive where we did some pretty gnarly trails. Marco's here, got the Jeep all set up, and the cooking is gonna be happening tonight, buddy. I cannot wait. Many of you guys have been asking about the JK, and here it is. And for the type of wheeling we're gonna be doing today, the JK is the way to go. I think it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to show you guys. In here, we've got Josh and Michelle. This is an awesome build. I can't wait to see them out on the trail with this thing. Been following them on Instagram for a while. Here is Kayla's Jeep, Big Sexy. This is Adam's wife. She's got her own Jeep. She loves to wheel. It's gonna be great to see that one out there. The folks from Power Tank have joined us, which is pretty cool. So we've got Steve, Tyler, and Ken in the back, and they are towing a trailer. So some of the stuff we're gonna go through, it'll be interesting to watch to see how that trailer performs. Be keeping a close eye on that. Ali is here with Kate the Jeep. He cooked up a great meal last night, and it's always great to see that rig on the trail. This is CJ, he's a local sheriff here in town. He knows these trails really well. And then last but not least, I said there were 8 vehicles, but Eric just joined us here in the 9th vehicle. So guys, we're ready to head out. I cannot wait to see what's in store for us. One of the things I really love about the off-road community is how quickly people form bonds and friendships. This was a great group of like-minded folks I was happy to be sharing this adventure with. Our convoy headed into the woods along an easy forest road that was filled with amazing views all along the way. We had to stop in and soak in one for just a minute. So we just pulled off the trail to check out the view of the Utica Reservoir. What an amazing spot. And apparently this is really big with the kayakers and hikers. Just beautiful out here. The scenery, I think, is just going to get better and better. I mean, just look at all these granite rocks around us. Oh yeah, we're going to go have some fun. Just a few minutes later down the trail, we reached the trailhead of Slick Rock. And I've seen many signs that say rough road ahead that are usually just dirt roads with a few potholes in them. This one actually means it. I was having a blast on the trail, and up to this point we had only experienced a few tight turns and some good sized rocks that we needed to roll over, but this section here would be one of many that would test our suspensions and our tire grip. It's a series of a couple granite waterfalls that are pretty easy to navigate with a good line, even throttle control, and a rear locker can be helpful. Okay guys, so we've come up to this next obstacle. It's called Staircase. I don't know how well the camera's going to show up, but I'm sure once the Jeeps start coming through here and getting flexy, you'll get a good idea of it. But this is pretty steep and rocky. This will be fun to come down. This is what I'm talking about.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
slick rock really reminds me of the Rubicon Trail, but without all the constant obstacle after obstacle. There were plenty of sections of easy driving down dirt forest roads, unlike the Rubicon that really never gives you a break. I've wheeled all types of terrains over the years, from the desert to the mountains to sloppy mud to slick rock and Moab and even a little snow, and I enjoy the uniqueness each one of those terrains has to offer. But if I had to pick just one, what my favorite terrain to wheel would be, it would be this. In the mountain forest with a little dirt and some granite obstacles along the way. Oh yeah, this is it for me. I'm loving this trail. So we have stopped here for lunch. It's about 12:30. We've been going for a couple hours. It's been an awesome trail. This is so amazing. But we are now at the base of the actual slick rock. And I don't think it shows up very well on camera, but that is super steep. Should be fun getting to the top of that thing. It seems like this is almost how lunch always turns out on the trail. You pull over when everyone gets hungry, you grab the easiest thing you can out of your cooler, you stretch your legs, and just have some good camaraderie. I'll take this over a fast food drive-through lunch any day of the week. So we've been going in and out of some beautiful scenic trees, and just it's actually smoothed out, some nice dirt road. But we've got to a Y here and we've got to make a decision. To the right is definitely technical, and I know Adam is going that way, and I think I'm going that way too. Marco?
I am going that way.
I think we're all going to go that way, but there is another section here that's a bypass. I'll show you here in a second. I don't think anybody's going that way, but it's probably easier, but we're going the fun way. Okay, so we come up this section here, which is right here, no big deal. It's kind of what we've been doing on and off all day. But then there is this sharp left turn you got to make, and you've got to navigate these boulders. And if you take a look at this one right here, you've got to hit that one just right, otherwise you're going to slip off and catch your diff. Let me show you the other side. In the bypass here, you can see you got to navigate around this big rock, come through, and you got to come up in here, and then you got to make a pretty sharp right turn. It looks a little easier. It probably is a little easier, but we're not going to go that way. So here you will see Adam and others use a technique that I've used many times, and that is to rest your rock slider on a rock and pivot the vehicle around it. A good reason to have some strong rock sliders because they are really helpful in tight situations like this one.
Made that look easy, but it's not fair. He's got a ton of articulation.
Easy. There you go. Good line. Good line. Little bit bumper. Lock up. There you go. You got it. Coming forward. Nicely done.
I was talking to Steve earlier in the day, and he had built this trailer over 20 years ago and has been wheeling it all over. It's stout, light, and nimble, just large enough to carry some extra gear, but small enough to navigate tight trails like this. Now, he obviously had to take a different line than the rest of the crew through this section, but he was able to navigate it with the trailer nonetheless. I'm pretty impressed with this little trailer. Everybody was smiling ear to ear and having a blast, but we were definitely putting our Jeeps to work on this trail. And while everything was fairly easy to navigate, sometimes components on your rigs get fatigued and even break when you are flexing and bouncing a lot like this. And that's about to happen to someone in the convoy here shortly.
So CJ was coming up a little flexi section here on the rocks, and he's got a ram assist, and his whole track bar bracket just got ripped right off. And so now we got to figure out how we can fix it and get on the trail, because we do have another pretty hardy section to go through. So we're just trying to sort that out.
There was a lot of experience in this group, and we all realized that, look, sometimes breaks happen, and sometimes you've got to do some repairs out on the trail. It was great seeing these guys come together to figure out how best to solve this problem and get CJ moving along again. Steve had a pretty primitive battery rod weld setup, and with a little force to get the bracket lined up to the axle tube, he threw on about 8 rods of weld onto the track bar, and surprisingly, it held really well. He did a great job. Then, for good measure, we added some ratchet straps, and after about an hour, CJ was rolling along again. These are the best kind of friends to wheel with.
So total bummer that CJ had that break, but so awesome that they were able to fix it and got that ratchet strap on there. We should be able to get him off the trail tomorrow. The silver lining to all of this is we actually found a beautiful campsite that's just less than a quarter mile from where he broke down. So he's actually on his way over here right now. This is really nice. There's a river running over here. We were supposed to be going out to Deer Valley, but we're not upset that we have to camp here. And Marco has already started prepping dinner. What's for dinner, buddy?
Shrimp and carne asada burritos.
Oh yeah.
These guys are so lucky to have a place like this in their backyard to wheel and camp. I think I could spend every weekend up here just exploring and relaxing and camping. Marco, with Ali's help, began preparing dinner, and the rest of us got camp set up and a fire going. It was so great to see the joy and positive attitude everyone had. How can you not be in high spirits when you're in a place like this and the aroma of Marco's cooking in the background? Oh, yeah. Let's go see what he's making. So Marco, you've been over here prepping all kinds of food, dude, and you just pulled out something that I have never seen before. What is this?
My portable blender to make salsa.
A little blender.
Look at that.
It's hooked up to your little Jackery battery. And what are you making in there? Salsa?
Salsa quemada.
Ooh, buddy. I can't believe you brought a blender.
Oh, I needed one.
All right, Marco, you've been working hard for the last hour preparing dinner. Before we show everybody all the ingredients, this is not in the new cookbook, right?
No, it's not. Maybe not a second edition
cookbook?
Ooh,
a second edition. All right, show us what we got.
Okay, I'm gonna be making shrimp and carne asada burritos. Already finished the guacamole and the salsa. The guacamole is avocado, tomato, onions, and it's got chipotle.
Oh yeah.
That's the secret ingredient right there.
I like it.
This is a salsa quemada. So I put everything on the fire, the tomato, the chili, and the onion, and I mix it on my blender.
The blender.
Right there. Some salt and garlic.
Okay, little spice?
A little spice.
Okay.
I got the carne for the carne asada. It's got salt, it's got pepper, it's got garlic salt, and a little bit of oil.
Okay.
And this is the shrimp.
Oh yeah.
And we're already, Ali helped me clean them.
Yep. And
they're already clean. They got the chipotle powder. It's got a little bit of oil, salt, garlic powder, and some oregano.
Okay.
Okay. And got the tortillas for the burrito.
Right. And we got a very hungry crowd right back here. Over the years, I've watched Marco cook dozens and dozens of times, and every time he's cooking, he's smiling with just as much joy as when he's smiling and wheeling. It's great to see the passion he has for food. With all of the prep work done, all he had to do was cook up the shrimp, cook up the beef, and then begin putting the burritos together. Buddy, it's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Super cold.
It's cold. But this is going to warm me up because that salsa's got a little spice to it. Dude, once again, man, thank you so much for cooking this meal, dude. It's amazing. And guys, if you are visiting the channel for the first time, Marco's a vegetarian. He just cooked steak and shrimp for everybody, but you got a guacamole one for yourself, right? I'm ready to dive in. Let's do this. Ooh. That guacamole, the salsa, all of it, just, oh, so flavorful.
The shrimp,
all of it, dude.
Yeah.
I could eat 10 of these guys. Thank you, buddy. All right, Adam, take a bite. We want your first impressions.
Oh, man. Thank you. Wow.
Like it?
Phenomenal. So good.
You like it?
Thank you. This is awesome.
With full bellies, we called it an early night. It had been an amazing last 2 days. Coming up in the next episode of this adventure, we will finish heading out on Slick Rock, but not without a couple more challenges. Then we venture off onto Deer Valley, find another amazing campsite, and yes, even some more delicious food. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you won't miss the next episode. Thanks for watching.